What is going on, people? Aevatrex here, and today we have a video from RA, and this was sent to me by I'm Loving It, and they found this nice little target here just above 1 billion might, but as you can tell, not really a bunch of troops. So what they did is they went ahead and they tested out their phalanx to see what they had as their front line, and of course once you do that, then you'll have a head start as to what you want to send in a rally. In this case, they were going to go ahead and start with infantry, as they saw that they had a range front line, their enemy. So that's what they were going to go with. By the way, shout out to the guy right there with the name Tom Brady. Even though right now he's Tampa Bay Brady, it's fine, you know, 20 years in New England. Anyway. So yeah, once you go ahead and you scout out and see what phalanx they're in, that's going to give you a big leg up as far as rallying. Although, that really only works for offline targets. If you're rallying somebody and you test their phalanx, and you're worried that maybe they're online and they're going to switch their phalanx, one thing that a lot of people tend to do is at the beginning you go ahead and you test their phalanx. Let's say you see that they have range front line, right? Now, when your rally is about to walk, let's just say 20 to 15 seconds left, what a lot of people tend to do is they go ahead and test for phalanx again. So you know that they have range front line, and you know that you only have a couple of seconds left on your rally. So while that's counting down, by the time that it gets around that much, 10-15 seconds, people tend to go ahead and change phalanx ahead of time just to be safe. So if you go ahead and test the phalanx again, and all of a sudden you see that they're in infantry phalanx now, then that's how you know that they're online, and you shouldn't go ahead and send that rally. Now, it may fail because maybe they change phalanx well after you check again, but it's kind of like a little extra measure that you can do in order to be a little bit safer. Now here you saw that he used the rascal rabbit, that way that if he does get capped, he will be saved by that rascally rabbit, and he popped his 50% attack boost. And let's go ahead and start the walk. He is sending infantry because, like I said, they checked that it was a range front line. And as you see there, I believe that dropped them about 45 million. So that definitely did some damage. Now, the rabbit did come in handy because obviously he did get capped. But as you can tell, look at that. Heroic Headnears wounded. So that's a good indication that he is not online. There was no gear switch, there was no phalanx switch, and even though he capped, that did a lot of damage. So now that he knows exactly what's going on, you might as well just go ahead and run it back, because there is still a pretty big amount of range to go. Also, another thing that I'm noticing is that there was no reinforcements here, so it makes it so much easier when you don't have to worry about reinforcements. Because think about it like this: even if your target is offline and they have range front line, if you go ahead and take out the range front line, right, and you still have the cavalry and the infantry, and you might think, okay, we'll just go cavalry and you're good to go. If they're still receiving reinforcements, and it's reinforcement of people that know what they're doing, they can just go ahead and put 1 million ranged up front. And even if you go cavalry, and yeah, you'll probably get through it, it'll still slow down your zero by 1, maybe even 2 rallies. So that's why reinforcements, and not just reinforcements, but people that know what to reinforce, are very, very crucial. Also, did you guys see just how much T5 costed to heal? Oh my god, like, you cannot keep up with the cost of healing T5 unless you buy that pack. So not only do you need a bunch of tomes for T5, you pretty much have to buy that pack for the freaking Lunite in order to heal them, because it's literally impossible to keep up unless you're just not warring much. It's not possible. So we go 1-1. Oh my lord, that actually almost dropped them almost 100 million might. Let's see, 82, let's just say 83 million might on that one. And oh my goodness, now this reports he just kind of goes through them a little bit quickly, but at the end we'll go ahead and analyze them, so don't worry about that. We're just going to go ahead and continue with the zero, because as you may already know, when you're zeroing a target, a lot of times you don't really pay too much attention to the report, especially after you've already burned them. You should have a pretty good a pretty good idea of what it is that you should be sending. And clearly, now that the range is completely gone, you want to go cavalry. Also, that's a good indication of a person that knows exactly what they're doing. They change the phalanx exactly to the one that you would want in this situation, and that's a good indication of somebody that knows exactly what they're doing. Also, I started to notice that those arrows are like the huge arrows still. It kind of makes me wonder, like, how many of you are still using the super small arrows or like these huge ones? I do kind of like how IGG at least gives you the option to change it to however you prefer. So that's always a nice little bonus. But here we go. Like I mentioned, the range is completely gone. Now he's just going to be hitting cavalry and infantry. And well, you already know that they are getting no reinforcements. So this is just either he shields or he's going to take a bunch of damage. So that timer, 5 seconds. Oh my goodness, here we go. Going to switch over to cavalry. And here we go with the march. Now, this is the one that should be very, very nice because it's just a straight counter. Boom, there it is. No shield. You always got to worry about that shield. And look at that. Oh, so nice. And most of these, I believe, were T4 and just a bit of T2. So in this case now, since he barely has any troops left, this is where you can start soloing. Now, if you're not too worried about them shielding, then at that point, it's up to the rally leader to call if they want another rally or just go ahead and solo. In this case, they're just going to go ahead and start soloing. He dropped already under a billion might. This is where you put in the meme, why aren't you a billion might anymore? So yeah, there we go. Starts the solo. 732,000 dead on that one. All T4. Oh, those are the lovely hits when you just solo and you get almost a million kills and it's all T4. Oh my goodness. That is so good. I saw a leader walking back. I don't know what happened there. It must have been somebody must have sent, I don't know, like infantry or something. Somebody got captain. I don't really know how that happened. But they must have definitely sent the wrong troops or something like that. I don't really know. But here's the screenshots. We're going to go over all the hits here. This is pretty much where he started at. All the heroes pretty much look on point. The only issue that this guy had was, first of all, did not have enough T2. And second of all, well, he logged off in Monster Hunt gear, which you should never do. Monster Hunt or Familiar. Here's the first hit that actually walked back. Now, at this point, this person was in a phalanx. Now, if you don't know the difference between a phalanx and a wedge, in a phalanx, it's easier to defend when you get reinforcements because you just put everything on your front line. But in a wedge, everything kind of gets split into two, at least your front line. So if you're offline in a wedge, it is just going to be just normally harder to zero you because you're going up against two troop front line most of the time. So it's not as easy. But if you're in a phalanx and you're offline with this gear and these troops, it's just not going to work out too well for you. So yeah, if you don't know exactly how phalanx and wedges work, at least like just the core mechanics about, you don't have to be an expert on them or anything, just know how they generally work. You should definitely look into that. I have quite a few videos just talking about that specifically, so you can always search it up. But yeah, I mean, this was a nice little zero. But remember when zeroing a 1 billion might was like a thing? Nowadays, it's like another normal Saturday. It's kind of weird. Now, they also zeroed this guy here that had, I believe, like 55 million troops or even more. So that video is going to be in their channel. Make sure that you check it out. I'm going to leave it down in the description and in the comment section. They zeroed this guy, which is another billion might player. But the main mistake that this guy did is he had a bunch of T2 sharpshooters, which it kind of makes sense, but then at the same time, for whatever reason, guess what? Yeah, he also had over 16 million T1 archers, so kind of freaking weird. But again, go ahead and check it out. It's going to be in the description if you want to see that zero. Also, because this video is not 10 minutes long yet, and because we're almost there and YouTube prefers 10-minute videos, I want to go ahead and talk about this because this actually gives me an idea. If you guys want your guild featured on the channel, all you have to do is record your zero. You don't have to edit it. Just record it, upload it to YouTube, and then just send it to me, and I can go ahead and edit it, give your guild a shout out, etc. And we're both winners. not only do you give me content to provide, but you're gonna get a guild shout out and have your guild featured. So if that's something that you're interested in, hit me up on line chat, upload your video to YouTube, and I'll edit it and do all that for you. But yeah, appreciate you guys for watching, and until later, bye.